importantly valid situation that you perceive has you stuck. Can't get there from there. I'm stuck. I got more to do than I can really comfortably do, and some things might be depriving me of other things, but I can't help it because I like them all. That's what you keep saying. There's no way around it, is what we have heard from you 3 or 4 times at least. Well, yeah, there's a way around it, but something's got to give. And we're not asking you to give any of them up. We're just asking you to turn your knob a little bit. We're just asking you to see if you can find some way. Like, well, if they really are all pleasurable to me, that's what I'm claiming, it's true. Mm-hmm. If they really are all pleasurable, then they are all helping me win. So why would you, if they're all helping, why would you turn loose of any of them? Give us the answer quickly.
It's just so much all the time, juggling all of them.
Time shortage consciousness. Don't have enough time for it. Now the easy part comes. I've been trusting my effort and action more than I trust the law of attraction and the cooperation of the universe. Because we love you so much. Everybody's doing this. I'm trying to validate my worthiness through my struggle. And if I make this too easy, if I let the universe do this, so the universe is talented, maybe they'll hire the universe instead of me. Maybe somebody else will get the marks on the chart instead of me. If I'm not suffering just the right amount, I don't want to suffer too much, but just the right amount to validate myself. And we want you to feel validation from your joy, validation from your alignment. Esther was one day, many years ago, sitting with Jerry. They were at the original Macaroni Grill, and she was overwhelmed. She was telling your story, only more. And she had a list of things to do, and they'd gone in for a quick lunch, and the restaurant was nearly empty. It was just Jerry and Esther back in the corner somewhere. And Esther was going through her list and sort of exasperated, feeling exhausted really, complaining about, I don't know. And Jerry said, well, let's ask Abraham. The restaurant was empty and we were subtle, and so Esther relaxed and we greeted Jerry, and he said, Esther's overwhelmed, what do you suggest? And at the Macaroni Grill, maybe even still today, there was butcher paper on the table, covering the tablecloth, and crayons for the kids and Esther. And so we picked one up and encouraged her, draw a line across the top and a line down the middle, and on this side, write things I will do today. And on the other side, write things I will delegate to the universe. Delegate to the universe. So we said to Esther, pick the things, just a handful of them. It was late in the afternoon. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Pick the things that you really intend to do today. Not this long list that 10 people couldn't do. So Esther picked from her list, wrote them down, and we said, now move everything else to the other side of the placemat. Well, there were a lot. Esther set the crayon aside and got her pen out and began writing. It took quite a while. But with everything, after a while, not right at first, everything she transferred from her to-do list to delegating to the universe, she felt more release, more relief. It was like she thinks of us as really smart, and Jerry was there sort of supporting her and encouraging it. So it was like somehow she was being given permission, or giving herself permission, to not carry the burden of all of this activity. And she made a long list. She still has that page. She tore it off, folded it up. It's still somewhere in a banker's box. And that day, for the first time, maybe ever, Esther got all her things done because she wasn't unreasonable in her choosing of them. But the universe got more done because we're good. And there's a lot of us. And we know where all the matching parts are. And we know where to offer a little inspiration. And we know not to tickle that person to call Esther because that person's in a bad mood. Tickle that person. Offer a vibration that somebody's got to be somewhere near their vortex and they'll hear the call. Did you hear that? Somebody that can help you must be somewhere near their vortex. A lot of them aren't. A lot of them are overwhelmed or mad at you. But some of them, and your inner being knows where they are and who to tickle, who to offer the suggestion to. We're not kidding. People called Esther that she hadn't heard from for a long time, and they were on her list of something that needed to be tended to. At the end of that day, she was elated. She laid in bed talking to Jerry, saying to him, did you see what happened? Did you see how much happened when I let go of my burden of proving my worthiness? It's big. There's a lot that you don't have to do, that you've assigned to yourself, not because you want to do it. We believe you in part of that, because you have to do it, or because you need to do it, or because you're expected to do it, or because this is the way you get your marks on the chart. So, can you think, you don't have to tell us what they are, can you think of anything on several of the different subjects? Somebody said to Esther a long time ago, dust keeps unless you get it wet. Then it's mud and it's a problem. So Esther plays that game with her. Things that she thought she needed to do today, she'll say, really? How important is that? Some things that don't need to be done are very important to Esther's satisfaction. She must make her bed every day. It's important to her satisfaction. But there's a lot of stuff she does that's not important like that. Esther doesn't like clutter. She likes to put things away. And she likes that great big drawer that she, everything that matters, it won't be lost. It's in that great big drawer. I can find it. It's in that great big drawer. There are a lot of things you can do. So now, have you felt any movement through this conversation? Or are you stubbornly sitting right where you were when you sat down? In other words, listening to Esther's success or somebody else's success, sometimes it's not only not satisfying, it's just plain irritating. But do you accept that the law of attraction is real?
Yes.
And do you know that your inner being's got eyes on you?
Yes.
And do you know that help's on the way?
Yes.
And do you know that you're supposed to be having a good time?
Yes.
And do you know that satisfaction is what you're supposed to be feeling?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know that overwhelmment isn't one of those?
Right.
And do you know that you can offer thoughts that will ease that overwhelmment without changing one thing? Nothing changed. The list was the same. The list of things to do for Esther were all the same. She just spread them out differently. And in the process gave herself relief that brought the help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
So can you tell us 2 things that you might delegate to the universe? One thing.
How about...
One thing that is not urgent, that has you kind of bottled up, that you could delegate easily, freely. Yeah, I could let that go for a minute. I could delegate it to the universe and let them chew on it for a while. It's like Esther selling a condo, her San Diego condo. She's not scouting the universe for a buyer. It's offered by a reliable realtor, and she's waiting for the law of attraction to match up the perfect buyer. So it's on her list, but it doesn't require any action from Esther. And do you know that almost everything on your list, except maybe eating and changing your baby's diaper, falls in that category? In other words, there are things that you really need to do, but there are a whole lot of things that you could delegate to the universe. Anything like that you're willing to give up?
Once, I guess, well, there's a couple different ones, like I kind of...
This should be easier. You're just sitting in the macaroni grill. You're overwhelmed. What do you want to put on that side of the placemat instead of that side?
Yeah.
What? What could go? See, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, I need to do all of this and I don't have time to do all of this. That's backed into a corner. You got to give yourself a break.
Yes, that's true. I think that's the key word, give myself a break, I think. I'm just so wrapped up in...
And we're not saying give up desires. We're not saying give up any of those desires. We're saying give up the resistance that is tied to some of them. Giving up the resistance is far different than giving up the desire. You can't give up a desire. You put it in the vortex and your inner being's been working on it. And lots of momentum is happening. And those desires are alive and they're calling you. That's why you feel so much craving for them. But they all do not need to be acted. In other words, do you eat and take a bath and sweep the kitchen and shovel the snow all at the same time? Or do you do them in a sort of order of priority?
I ordered, yeah.
That's all we're suggesting. You don't have to do it all at once. So in any moment in time, are you going to do it all at once? Or are you going to do the one that has the most momentum?
Yeah, I usually do the one that has the most momentum, and then like later on that day, the other thing that's brewing, something pops up with that as well. So then I'll have to stop what I'm doing with that one, then focus on this, and then this other thing kind of pops up during the day from the third one, and I focus on this, and then something comes back with the first one, so then I'm like back here. So I'm enjoying.
Well, you've got that flexibility.
I know, but it's just like on top of like, parenting duties
But
and
you
running
see,
around.
arguing for your limitations, even though you're right, you're not making any of this up. If you were in one of those talk shows that don't seem to be happening so much anymore, maybe they are, the whole audience would agree with you. You're overwhelmed. But that doesn't help. Acknowledging that you're jammed into a corner doesn't help. When the law of attraction and your inner being are really capable of getting you out of the jam, you've just got to give some of it up. Why won't you? This is a question. Why won't you? All of you think about it. Why won't you? Because you're all relating to this in some way. Why won't you give it up? Why won't you give yourself, why won't you give yourself a break? See if you can answer that quickly without thinking too hard about it.
Because
I'm the only one that can do it?
No.
Or I'm the best at it?
Because it's kind of in a way like I started it, and I'm the only one that's like involved in each one separately.
Yeah, but does it all have to be done right now?
Well, 2 of them are financially successful. The third one brings me so much joy, and it's not.
But you're kind of missing the point.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
It's okay. You're missing the point. The point is,
so I can't give it up because it's like
we don't want you to give it
financial.
up. We just want you in a moment not to stress yourself about trying to do it all. And if you could just, in any moment, not stress yourself about having to do it all. Say, I love all of you. Let's say it's 5 children instead of 5 projects. Just say it's 5 children. That one's asleep. Oh, good. That one's grown up. Oh, good. That one is satisfied doing whatever it's doing right now. This one needs my attention. Well, not hard to choose. You don't say, oh my God, I've got 5 children and they all need me equally all at the same time. That's never true. That's never true. That's never true unless you've given them the impression that all of their wherewithal comes through you and none of them are self-sufficient about anything, but that's not true.
I think that is true in my circumstance.
What's true?
I think that is true in my circumstance.
What? Say it.
That I am the only one that is beating the drum of each one.
Well, then you're not giving any of your projects credit. You're not giving your inner being credit. You're not giving the law of attraction any credit. And this is what we're getting at, and you're not alone in this. Esther's got a lot of that going on. It's that I need to do this. But why? I need to do this because I'm the only one that can? That's not true. I need to do this because the people I'm delegating to will let me down? That might be true, but it doesn't have to be true. I need to do it because somebody's resistant in doing it. But you've got a whole universe to choose from. Your desire is being answered in infinite ways. If that one won't do it, we promise you somebody else will.